Hi, I'm Chantal Follins, and this is The Sit Down. I'm here with actor Dascha Polanco, star of Netflix's Orange is the New Black. Good morning, Queen.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm fantastic.
I mean, you're giving us everything we need on a Monday.
And matching your lipstick.
Darling, we love it. Well, welcome. I just told you earlier I am deep into season 6 and just really like grappling with that. It's such a great season. So let's circle back on season 5. Yeah. You recently told Cosmopolitan that season 5 of Orange is the New Black missed some topics that they really could have delved into more. What do you think season 5 was lacking?
Well, I think that it's really challenging to cover so much in 3 days, first and foremost. I think the writers have always done a great job at creating depth and layers for the characters, you know, via Genji's guidance and this whole phenomenon that's Orange. But I think that being that it happened in 3 days and so many things to touch on, some things weren't able to be covered. One of the things that I did want to see was seeing Dayanara go through just giving birth, giving up her daughter, and then this whole switch in her actually taking the gun and shooting the guard and so forth. I think there's definitely some postpartum, there's definitely some depression, there's definitely some anxiety, you know, vulnerability,
you got it.
And survival are definitely key things that we want to see. We wanted to, and now we see in season 6.
Yeah, so see more layers from Daya. Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, season 6 is definitely something that shows a lot of the resistance, a lot of loyalty, a lot of abuse of power. We also touch on Black Lives Matter. We touch on more transgendered issues, immigration. So Orange has a way of just being relevant and staying on topics and covering events, and it just makes sense. Prison reform are just major things that we, outside of Orange, are experiencing every day, right? And we are, as society, trying to change.
Yeah, and season 5 ended on a cliffhanger. So without giving away any spoilers, did Daya take the direction this season that you thought she would?
Definitely not. They have always done the unexpected. And I think when you receive the script and as an audience, you can never predict what they're thinking.
Yeah.
And so for me to start off even, you know, some people have watched, some haven't, so spoiler alert to that. But I think the whole idea of being relative to time and also the abuse that she goes through now in Max, because now we're in a totally new setting. It's not Litchfield anymore. This is maximum security. It's a whole new game. There's more restrictions. There's a lot more rules. And now she has a target on her back because obviously she's known as the one who shot the guard and killed the guard.
Yeah, and speaking of that abuse and her having a target on her back, we witnessed her going through a lot of abuse at the hands of the prison guards.
Yes.
Was it difficult filming those scenes?
Definitely. I think that when you read it, you're reading it, but once you're there and you're experiencing actually the physical abuse, you build more empathy, and it took a toll on me when I was on that ground and I was getting kicked. Obviously, I was protected. I had a sandbag and I was safe, but the state of mind where I was once I left there was very empathetic and just reminded me that there's women out there that are going through this, just human beings as a whole that are incarcerated and are experiencing physical abuse.
Wow. I mean, I want to take a turn here because I want to go somewhere lighthearted. So I want to get into this tweet from Kaya Nova. She tweeted, "I was trying to figure out how they got such a perfect match to play young Daya on Orange is the New Black. Come to find out, it's Dasha's real-life daughter." I mean, first of all, I thought it was a CGI. I was like, what is this? What's going on? So how did that happen? And what was it like to see your daughter playing a younger version of you?
I was very proud of her. She was very professional, and it just happened that my manager and my co-star Selenis, my manager gave me the idea, and I called her, and I was like, what do you think? How do you think about this? Should I, submit her? Because of safety. I mean, we are in the city. My daughter goes to public school, and sometimes I don't want to expose her too much. I want to keep them safe. And I said, you know what, why not? Give her the experience. And I reached out, and I suggested that they could use my daughter if they're looking for someone that looks like me. It's funny. I don't see it. People see it.
You don't see it?
Yeah, me and her were always like, that's funny. I don't think I look like you. She's like, Mom, I don't look like you. I think. I look like myself. But so hard to see, you know, as an individual.
Yeah, and I love that motherhood is such a huge theme with Daya, the character. I mean,
Yes.
she was pregnant, she gave birth, and she went through a really taxing and emotional adoption process, and especially the kind of toxic relationship she has with her own mother on the show. So how did you use your own experience as a mother to bring authenticity to Daya's story?
You know, it's very important to know that in order for you to portray a role or a character, you have to bring some of your essence. On the contrary, I had a great relationship with my mom. She was my best friend. It was like I looked up to her. I still idolized her. So to be in a situation where there's a lot of conflict and a lot of not guided properly, it's like a vicious cycle. It just keeps on repeating itself, right, in that family. I had to step out of judging and just understand that sometimes you can like certain things, not like certain things, but you still love them. And when that's the only thing you know, then it just seems normal.
Yeah, that's what you exude.
Yeah. So, like, for Dayanara, that's what she knows. I think that she knew it didn't feel right. And it's funny, somebody had asked me that at the end you see how Aleda loses hope in her daughter, but that hope that Daya was looking for into her mom was never found. So that was interesting to see the irony of that. Like, you lost hope in your daughter, but you never gave hope to her for her to rely on. So those are certain things. And you can always use experiences like, you know, it doesn't have to be a mother per se, but you can use other relationships that have made you feel a certain way.
It's so very important. And I think one thing that's really great in authenticity and also your realness, you are always tweeting some real gems on your social media. I want to get into this one you tweeted recently. People out here buy my thickness, but roast mine. When I tell you I felt that in my spirit. So, do you ever feel pressure in the industry or anything to change who you are?
My persona, okay, so I'm, to be quite frank, and I hate using the word because I try to be honest all the time. Sometimes I just, you know, become a little G-rated, but I'm usually R-rated.
It's all good. Safe space.
What I feel like in the field that I am, and being that I am Latina and being that I am a woman of color, I think that there's certain things that I can't get away with that, you know, people can. And so when I tweet things like that, instead of me blatantly saying, like, you know, there's a lot of bullying on the internet. Well, they try to. I could care less. They could say whatever the hell they want to say about me. I don't care. I do care, but not really. You know what I mean? It's like, they talk about my thighs. Because my thighs, honey.
What you talk about? Yeah.
You know, like, there's a lot of people that want to have, like, big butts.
Yeah.
And I was born with this big butt. Like, for people to ask me now, do you have, like, where do you get your ass done? Can you curse here?
Yes, go for it.
I'm home. Yes. Well, people ask me to get, you know, like, if I've got my ass done.
Yes.
And I'm like, no, this is mine.
Yeah.
This is mine. And even if you get work done, you get work done. But it doesn't mean that you have to, like, I have an issue when you feel that you're better of a woman because you got work done.
Yeah.
I think that we're all women. We're all beautiful in our own special kind of way. And it's however you feel most comfortable that makes you beautiful. Like, for me, smelling good and how my hygiene and being able to, like, my ears are clean. Like, there's certain things that I could walk around with a full face of makeup and have dirty ears. That's not going to make me look attractive. Now, when I smell good and I know I took a nice little detailed bath and shower and, like, I'm just like, my house is clean, you know? I have a little extra here, a little extra here. I feel good. So don't knock that. Don't take that away from me.
Yes, absolutely.
I don't have to look like a robot. I don't have to look like everybody else looks out there. I don't want to be a copy of. I want to be that special little piece of the puzzle.
I love it. I love it so much.
You know?
And your journey has just been so unique. And you started, you know, you were working in a hospital.
Yes.
And you were studying nursing when you got booked for your full-time role.
Yes, I was in clinical.
Clinical, yes.
Downtown Brooklyn.
Okay, let us know.
I need to go visit them and say hi.
So
sometimes I feel like I want to go back.
Okay, listen, you got
you have to have balance. Always.
Okay.
We're taught that way, right?
You have to.
Listen, there's times now that I'm like, why am I holding on to this thing? Like, I don't know, like little things, like little shopping bag, right?
Yes.
I'm like holding on to it because you're taught to hold on to everything. But now I'm like, let things go.
Yeah. So what do you want women, especially women of color, to take away from your journey?
I think that there's limitless power in being able to evolve and to follow whatever your heart desires. It's not, I think that we have this perception that just keep it real, just keep it real. It's okay to evolve and to grow and to absorb, to assimilate what's around you, to learn from different cultures, and whatever makes you feel most happy and content is what matters. Mentally healthy, right? To be mentally healthy, to be present. Yes. I mean, we have to treat what's superficial as what it is. It's just a mere layer. But to be able to go in depth and to reach within, I think is so much more beautiful. Right? To be honest with yourself first. Because I lied to myself a whole bunch of times.
Listen,
you know,
I'm like, Oprah this morning.
Ugly.
You're literally giving us gems. Dascha, I mean, we could have all day. You are giving me my entire life. So these gems you're dropping are amazing.
Bring me back.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We love you dearly. Friends, season 6 of Orange is the New Black is on Netflix now. If you've already binge watched without any spoilers, tell us what you thought about the new season using the hashtag AM to DM. Up next, we talk about Sharp Objects, another show that's on my watch list.